Hey guys, welcome to another weekly pack. Sort of. Because this weekly pack guide came 6 days late. I played on Sunday, but I've been really lazy and it's suddenly the next Sunday. And this weekly pack guide is gonna barely be relevant. Not only that, this arena run that I'm featuring is hardly obtainable and will not be useful for you guys at all. So anyways, let's get started. This weekly pack features a whole bunch of random pets, not very much scaling, bison. Early game, you got frilled dragon, ants, and then crickets. But really, what this video is centered around is when I saw these three pets: the chicken, the goat, and the hamster. The instant I saw these three pets, I knew what I was going to do. I was going to make a chicken run, and my goal is to get as many leopards as I can. There's no alpaca in this pack. It's going to take me a lot of rolls to find my chocolates and leopards. So my goal in the early game is to survive with as much health as I can, and most critically, draw, because drawing will give us more time to buy those leopards and chocolates later in the game after we've reached the 50-50 shop. So anyways, let's show you guys how I did it. At the start of this run, while we would have loved to see some ant and frilled dragons show up in our shop, we see 2 ducks and a horse, which is good enough. The goal really is to only lose 1 time on turns 1 and 2, and then 1 time on turns 3 and 4. So we enter round 5 with 7 health, 3 lives, and plenty of time for our chickens. And conveniently, we do draw. We draw once and we win once. Now, we combine to get a early tier 3 and we see the badger. While this pet has been nerfed pretty hard, I still feel like it's pretty strong, especially since I see also a croissant in my shop. If I want to draw, this is the pet to have. So immediately I'm like, oh sweet, let's take it. And even on this very first turn, it's already paid itself off. I managed to draw. That's 2 draws so far. I'm gonna keep a counter on the top left, how many times I've drawn. Unfortunately, I've rolled a lot of times. I haven't really bought anything. I didn't see any koalas. And, of course, I lose just by a little bit. But 8 health, that's okay. We can work with that. Now, in this pack features the yak and koala. We know how they kind of work together. The yak does 1 damage to itself. The koala gives it back 1 health, but it's still only gaining attack. Once we buy a cucumber on it, it will be finally gaining both health and attack at the end of each turn. So now we're getting a big boy in our front, and we have our badger trying to give us as many draws as possible. Now, turn 6 is very critical. I need to prepare my triples for a potential early chicken, goat, or hamster, but I also don't want to lose. And so I decided to be greedy by buying a cricket and not actually leveling up. And then I decided that I need some sort of tempo. I'm going to buy a turtle so I don't lose. And I head into the fight with 2 crickets. Kind of weak, but our badger does its job. It ties the match. So now we got 2 triples, we get a turkey, and we get a shark. Unfortunate, unfortunate, unfortunate. So I buy a turkey instead of a shark, which I totally should have gotten, is that turkey's not going to summon much. And then I just roll the shop and block any cans. And I draw yet again. On this turn, really, I'm going to be buying cans, and I roll and I see a yak. And unfortunately, we lose. And now we're on 5 health, and we're entering round 9 with neither hamster, chicken, or goat. Not the best position to be in. However, we level up and we get the lioness. That was a 1 in 10 to get. the lioness, and then we roll once and we see the chicken. And then we roll another time and another chicken. Suddenly it went from we're desperate and we're behind on our chicken scaling, and now there's hope. However, we are at risk this turn to lose. At 2 health, it's super scary. Luckily, our badger does its job and it helps draw us once again. And this is the turn that we're gonna start getting some crazy shop scaling. With 2 chickens separate, of course, and a lioness, we're gonna be getting quite the combos. And very soon, we're gonna be stronger than any team possible. Unfortunately, we lose. So at 2 health left, on only 1 trophy, we're in a pretty tough spot. It seems really greedy to buy a goat, but it is absolutely necessary. The slower that you scale your shop, the more turns on turns 12, 13, and 14 that you are still going to be vulnerable. You'd rather be vulnerable, a little bit more vulnerable on one specific turn, but be able to accelerate past the power curve on the following turns. Because we're at 2 health, I feel like we need to spend some resources, spend some money. We buy a shark for tempo. This is the most critical fight. And incredibly, we draw. Much thanks to that shark. Turn 12, we're gonna get a lot of shop scaling off. But we still have to figure out how to win, and that walrus is gonna help a lot, because it might... I didn't actually buy a walrus, wow. Here we see a hamster. Now, we already have a goat to help our economy, and a hamster will give us 2 gold a turn. But can we actually afford to buy a hamster? And the answer is, well, since ultimately our goal is to get a crap ton of leopards, the answer is yes. We have to go greed. We don't want some boring 50-50 chicken video. We want some crazy 50-50 with a ridiculous amount of leopards. Note, this is round 13, and we have 2 trophies left, so this game will go at least to round 20. And here, the goat has done its job. Its stats are too weak, and we're going to use hamster for economy rather than goat. Hamsters are going to be much stronger than goats because on the later turns, all we're doing are rolling. We're not buying that many chocolates, we're not buying that many leopards. And with 3 gold left, I'm still slightly at risk of losing. So I decide to just, go ahead and end on a melon. So here I sell my hamster. I'm not actually sure if that's worth it, and I decide to go for 2 goats. But yeah, let's just watch what happens after that. I'm almost done with my shop scaling, and I roll, and I see another chicken. Now, I do freeze it, and I freeze it for a very, very specific reason. Even though we're done shop scaling, this pet is almost level 3. In order to maximize our chocolates and leopards, we have to be as greedy economically as we can. And since we're not actually afraid of losing at this point anymore, I can go ahead and buy some hammerhead sharks. Gonna generate us 3 gold a turn. We're also going to be focused on hamsters, which will generate us 2 gold a turn, and we're going to be rich. Rich, 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 rich. And this fight, I was not afraid at all, because I thought I was way stronger than everybody. But this fight actually was super scary. And now we're rolling. I'm going to start a roll counter right now to show you just how many times I roll, starting in round 15 to get our chocolates and leopards. And from here on out, the strategy is pretty simple. Roll, buy hamsters, buy chocolates, buy hammerhead sharks, and buy leopards. So I'm going to go ahead and start fast forwarding through this, and enjoy the rest of the show. Yep. GG.